This is not unusual, but here's how it started. So somebody in the Tarot History group posted that Richard Cavendish's book on the tarot is now 50 years old. 50 years. And I was flipping through the start of it and realizing how many of these myths about tarot have been debunked 50 years ago, and still people are, putting them forward. But what caught my eye was something I did not remember, which is that in playing cards, sometimes one of the queens, in fact, the Queen of Hearts, is often shown as Judith, which certainly would make sense if she were the Queen of Swords, I thought, because, of course, Artemesia Gentilesci's painting of Judith is quite delightful and has a whole long history. I'll let you look that up. But also, that would make sense of why the Queen of Hearts is in Alice in Wonderland, also wanting to chop off everybody's head. But it's strange to me that she's the Queen of Hearts. Of course, it's the idea of a heart as courage, as a symbol of courage. But it also made me think that perhaps somewhere in there is an influence on Leonora Carrington, because, of course, my thoughts are never far from Leonora Carrington and her play Judith, which I've been kind of obsessing about in the last couple of years. And in part because it's unusual. Well, everything she does is unusual, right? But her retelling of the Judith story is quite changed. And I wonder if what sort of stuck in the back of her mind was maybe this Queen of Hearts Judith, and so an attachment to the idea of not just the woman who cuts off the head of the evil patriarch, but a woman who is also motivated by love, because it's also, like so many of Carrington's things, a story about transformation through finding the courage to make your own choices and finding the courage to make big change, very big changes. It's a wonderful play, but it's a very interesting idea to me. And of course, we know that Carrington is very interested in tarot and had created at least her own tarot trumps and alternate versions of some of them. In fact, here a version of the Sun card. Well, I don't know, but this is how things spark, and this is how ideas get going, and this is why I end up down all these strange little rabbit holes, much like Alice.